What's up, pretty gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite nail tech, Peaches, back with another video. I know it's been a couple of days, y'all, technical difficulties as well as low motivation, but I'm back, and what I'm back with is a beautiful winter set, Sagittarius theme, might I add. Okay, Sagittarius, where y'all at? Happy birthday, happy December. So basically, we're not gonna dig into filing and all that stuff. This is purely design. Okay, so before we go ahead and get started, you guys make sure you're subscribed and all those things like that. Y'all know I have tons of coupon codes. Visit my Amazon storefront if you're interested in some of the things that I'm using. Follow me on Instagram, Nailsbyprettyface. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm in a rush to get to work. And yeah, I apologize if all the screen didn't match up, like all the little things didn't match up on the previous slide. I basically had to delete everything, and basically however it came back, that's how it came back. So I'll fix it later. Okay, so this was the nail inspo. Actually, she really was torn between a couple of different sets, and you guys already know I gotta leave for work in a couple of minutes, so you're gonna probably hear me in the background. So when people come in with nail instos, basically I break down the set for them and I tell them, okay, this seems like essentially an ombre set with X, Y, and Z. So I get down to the bottom of it, like, are you interested in all nails ombre? Do you want the other ones plain? What do you like most about this set? She really liked the snowflakes as well as the nails that had some of that nail art as well as glitter on top. And other than that, she wanted the other ones plain. So that's kind of what we focused on rather than do a full ombre set. Okay, so once we kind of get into that, normally I'll show everybody the supplies like towards when I'm actually doing the nails, but in this instance I wanted to show her up front, like, hey, this is what I have, these are the type of snowflakes, is this okay with you, or would you rather do something else? Would you rather it be all nail art, blah blah blah? So that's why I was showing her the glitter and stuff before we even got started with the set. Okay, so basically the nail that took the longest and what was the start of the show is going to be this snowflake ombre nail. And you guys have seen me encapsulate and ombre designs and glitters and things like that before, and honestly this time is not going to be any different. I always start by laying down a little bit of clear because that's going to help our sequins and glitter stick. As you can see, if you do not do this, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to get stuff to stick. Okay, another thing is this is gonna be based on your own design as well as like how long or short the nail is, because there's no way you're gonna be able to perfectly copy that picture. So please do not even worry about it. Once she chose the color of snowflakes that she wanted, it's up to me to arrange things how I saw fit. I don't know how things go with you and your clients specifically, but I have a lot of creative freedom amongst my clients. So once they pick a design, they're like, hey, I want something similar to this, blah, blah, blah. She also was not picky about what fingers stuff went on. So I kind of just did what looks best. So I laid the snowflakes down and I decided around that I was going to put the glitter. And this particular glitter, I probably got off of Amazon like years ago. Yeah, to be honest with you. And so I decided that, okay, let me go ahead and use these glitter sequins to fill in the space between the snowflakes. And I felt like I did a really good job of freeing up any of the empty space because what I really did not want is for nothing to look cohesive. I wanted everything to look like it could go together in this way, like as if like, oh, this is just how they landed, you know what I mean? So I would say try and focus on those type of things when you're doing designs like this and just kind of have fun with it. It's kind of going to be your call on how much glitter and snowflakes. Her particular length is only going to be able to fit a couple snowflakes, so I wasn't even going to try and do any more than this. So I just went ahead and decided to focus on the glitter after that. Okay, so big pieces, small pieces, all of that. And then you're gonna get to a point to where like once this dries, you're gonna have to ombre it. And I always slightly cap anything that I'm like ombreing over, or if I'm encapsulating and need to come back. You see, I'm gonna always put a little bit of clear on top. That's gonna keep everything from moving out the way, and it's also going to be there to provide a smoother surface for you to do your ombre on top of. If you try to do your ombre on top of all of these open little sequins and glitters and stuff, the powder is gonna get stuck in between that. So rather than have a smooth ombre on top, you're gonna end up with like a really thick middle, because you're gonna find yourself going over and over different areas to try and get that color payoff. Okay, I've definitely been there. That used to be my mistake all the time. And so because like my ombres, they used to be really, really thick in the middle, and I couldn't figure out, like, damn, how do I make this smooth but like not get the middle very thick, you know? So this is me just kind of putting a little bit of glitter. You see how I'm like patting it up top? That's because I don't want to create any thickness. This is not to encapsulate. This is purely, you see, to like fill in the spaces in between, so that way when I do go ahead and ombre, it's going to be on a very, very smooth surface. Okay, another thing is make sure that you're using sequins that will not melt with monomer, because there are some sequins that, like, okay, make sure that everything is like laser cut. So if you go on Amazon and you want to buy like these snowflake sequins or things like that, it needs to say laser cut, because honestly, if not, like, I have sequins that if I don't top coat them before I cap them, the liquid is going to basically melt off. Like if they're gold or silver, it's gonna just come right off. Okay, so the next few clips, you guys, I'm gonna let you go ahead and watch me just do some of this basic application, and I'll come back when I am actually putting in the Sagittarius sequin, because y'all, like I said, I'm getting ready for work and I do want this to upload somewhat. So yeah, we're gonna be jumping around. Okay, so when it comes to putting sequins in, right now, you are going to have to make the background thinner than what you want it to. I messed up on the ring finger because I made that like regular thickness and I forgot I'm putting sequins on top of that. So I'll show you that later. But you see how basically I do a much thinner layer than I normally would. Not so thin that I'm gonna have to cap everything in clear, but just slightly less, so that way when I go and cap this area, it's gonna be fine. Now in this situation, I didn't have to do super thin because this is gonna press right into the acrylic. You just need to make sure that you align it right, because keep in account that when you do go ahead and file, it's gonna take some of the side away as well as the tip. So you just want to make sure that you put it in an area that if you know your shaping is really good and your application is really good, you're not gonna have to worry too much. But if you know you're a person that tends to need work on your shaping, or if your application isn't the best, please leave yourself a little bit of extra room. That's the best advice that I can give. This is just something that gets better with practice. So, you know, sometimes you can go ahead and do the whole nail and then go back with the sequin. I decided to go ahead and create the apex later because I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. I wanted to do this while the acrylic was still wet enough, because I don't know, you guys, there's so many different ways that you can do stuff. There's not like one universally right way. Everything is up to your own discretion. Which is why I always tell you guys, like, don't be so concerned on copying people's stuff exactly, because that's going to hinder you. It's not going to help you, it's going to hinder you. You know what I'm saying? Be concerned about, oh, this is a style I like. Let me see how I can accomplish this, because everybody has different ways of doing different things, okay? So when you cap on top of it, right, it's going to just literally be the smallest little bead of acrylic, because we only need enough so we don't file through, okay? Keep that in mind. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm kind of far away, so hopefully you can hear me, but you only need enough clear to not file through. Like, because this is not anything that's dependent on strength or anything. This is literally just like the tiniest little sequin, all right? So keep that in mind. So what do we got going next? So next, we're doing the ombre, and with ombre, you guys have seen me do that a million times, but just keep in mind that with this particular ombre, this pink is a custom pink that I made. That's why I didn't show the jar, and the white is just not polished white. But because this is like a like natural type of pink, I don't want to take the ombre all the way down, which is why I use a natural pink, because a lot of this nail is like sequins and art and stuff like that. I want most of the nail to show through. So that's why I decided to go ahead and do like a very short ombre. That's just going to be your preference on how much you want to show through. I just figured out that like over the years with designs like these, it just looks a lot better if there is less of the nude and more sheerness. So I will take it down to a certain area, and then I'm just gonna leave it at that. I also don't mind if sequins and stuff show through the nude a little bit. I feel like it looks really natural, especially with like these crystal clear type of looks and designs and stuff like that. So again, this is all personal preference. The whole rest of this clip is just going to be entirely ombre. So if you need help with ombre, you can definitely go ahead and check out one of my more in-depth videos. But I'm going to skip ahead forward to the next portion and let you guys finish watching this. Okay, so with the next portion, like I said, this is where you guys are going to see that I made this nail way too thick, because for some reason I thought like, oh shoot, I forgot to add the glitter on top. I thought, it's going to be fine. It's only going to be a little bit of glitter. No, you need to make it thin enough, like the background or the white. You need to make that thin enough so when you cap on top and add the sequins, it's not going to get thicker, because keep in mind, we have to account for filing out lumps and bumps. Now, originally I was going to file this down and then go ahead and do it, but I was like, let me see if I can get away with this first. I quickly realized this ain't gonna work out. This is gonna make it lumpy, bumpy. It's just not gonna go right. So always go with your first instinct. I was just being lazy, but I had to go back and redo it anyways. So, firstly, I was going to just like use my brush to like take everything off, but that wasn't working. So I used my cuticle pusher to just take off the sequins, but luckily the acrylic was not all the way dry, so I was able to kind of just go in and use the cuticle pusher and remove a lot of acrylic, because I still want the background to be solid enough, because once again, when we do these designs where we have to cap on top of a background, please realize you don't have to make everything paper thin and cap it in a thick layer of clear. It wastes a lot of time. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. Like, that's obviously your choice. But for people who want to, get quicker, get faster, I don't want to say shortcut things, but you realize things can go smoother than what they have to go. Just make the background thick enough so when you go ahead and cap, You only need to cap enough so things don't get filed away. That's what it's there for. Like, you don't need it to always provide strength, especially in designs where like the background is so plain, you know? So at this point, I'm just putting those glitter pieces on however I see fit, whatever looks cute and good to me. And you should do the same. Of course, I did not do any filing or anything like that. And so I'm gonna let you guys watch this, and then we're gonna get into the snowflake design, because honestly, at this point, you guys are just gonna be watching me cap the nail. Okay, so here we are about to do the snowflake, because the snowflake was hand painted. So this is what I went ahead and did. Now, I had to do this literally like 5 times before I settled on one that I liked. And a lot of it was because it was the placement as well as the length. I'm doing this with silver gel polish, and this gel polish was really hard to see. So that kind of played an effect as well. I had to keep starting over because I felt like this is not long enough, or this is too thick, or this is so. It took me some time, but the snowflake designs are like a way easier than what you think. Just do what looks good to you. Honestly, these clients is not going to complain how you think, okay? I promise you, they're not as picky as what you think, okay? If they're coming to you, they're coming to you for a reason. So just do your best to try and uphold your standard of what you feel looks good, okay? So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was pretty quick. I just really wanted to get something out today. I'll try and upload again later on. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I know I've been a little bit discouraged or a little bit unmotivated. You guys have definitely helped me out with the kind comments and the kind words and stuff. Still want to see how close to 5,000 subscribers I get by the end of the month. And we'll just see how it goes, okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there, and of course I'll see you in the next one.